Everything's pretty well set up. We got a few things to do yet this morning. But let me just kind of document a couple of things that are done. We've got a test gauges set up. We've got oil temperature, oil pressure that we'll be measuring. The panel we got from Summit included a volts meter, but we don't need that, so we won't be connecting that up. As you might notice, there's no distributor installed yet. We're going to assemble that here this morning and get that installed. But otherwise, everything is pretty well set up on the engine. Had to remove the shielding, the heat shields for the spark plug wires because they blocked the drain for the coolant that's in the side of the block. That's that brass plug down there. So later on, when we get done with it, we're going to have to drain the block, and we need access to those. So had to take that shielding off. No big deal. We're using a spare radiator that Tom had with a very highly customized mounting system that I built for it. Life is easy when you can put stuff together with 2x2s and 2x4s, but you see how it's sandwiched in there. This radiator, we put an extended hose on it from the top of the block. That was not too hard to deal, and then we are using the old hose I had for the lower radiator hose, and it was long enough to work for our application, so that's good. We'll be finishing off here today the fuel line coming up from the fuel pump. That's one of our tasks to finish yet. And we'll also, after we get that done, we'll connect up that temporary bypass hose for the heater hoses, since we don't have a heater core hooked in there. We're just running a little bypass hose to handle that coolant. Let's see what else is of interest. Also took the shielding off on this side because for the same reason, and so we could get at, I don't think I see it too easily in this shot, but there's also a drain plug down there for later on when we have to empty the coolant out. Got the engine filled with oil. We're using Shell Rotella D oil for it, 15W40, and we are using in it the AC Delco engine oil supplement, which helps with the break-in. It's got a high zinc content, and so we're using that as well.